Leeds Carbon Roadmap was the first attempt to say, is it possible for us to meet these really ambitious targets, and what kind of things do we need to do in order to meet them? So these are all the things we can think of in housing, in transport, in industry and so on, to stay within that carbon budget. And it was the first attempt to say, well, is this possible? And the answer was, yes, it is possible. Certainly technically it's possible. Economically, large chunks of it are possible. Politically and socially, in terms of the public supporting it, we're not quite so sure. That needs to be discussed and people need to buy into the idea, which is why we're running this citizens' jury. But then the roadmap was a starting point for the conversation, and after listening to all the people in the city through the Big Leeds Climate Conversation or the citizens' jury, we'll kind of take all the insights and advice and preferences of people from across the city and produce another version afterwards which says, okay, we've listened to what people say and now this is a revised version of the roadmap, which we hope will act as guidance on what the city does, the kind of things it does in housing and transport and so on, but also the way that it does it, because we could do it in a lot of different ways. It could be done in a top-down way to the city, or it could be done in a bottom-up way by the city. And so the roadmap is an attempt to kind of boil that all down and say, okay, here's the plan.